Mr. Jacob, Mr. Royce, Miss Kimmy, my Schneiders. I have.
Hey, look, Master Nick joined.
Leanne and Miss Ollie, Mr. Ollie. I see my paths. Mr. Blake and Mr. Chase. Woo! I guess still got about three minutes or so. So, any of my parents who are going to be my assistants for today, you'll just need something that you can hit them with at some point, whether it be a pool noodle, a broom, a mop, a giant pillow. Miss Kylie's already getting beat. I like it. You can use their belts, a baseball bat moving slowly if you need it. I mean, I know you've had a rough time. Pool noodles work the best. Second would probably be the big pillows from the couches because they're kind of fun. Everybody enjoys it at the same time. Shin guards. You can also use their own shin guards. Oh, I like that. Yes. A spoon. Plunger.
There's an ant on the phone.
Is it inside the case?
No.
It's not a fire ant, though. I have Aiden, Mr. Klusman. Very cool. Awesome. Awesome. Chase, smile. I'm glad to see you. I got Soam. Mr. Jacob, always smiling. I got Callahans. I see another Scott. Mr. Lucas.
Boom. Changed our clock.
I can see that from far away, too. Oh, I see Reagan in there, too. I like it.
Oh, we got someone on YouTube.
Sean. All right, so we're kind of winding down. Mr. Soam, I can't see you. It's okay. Just know I can't give you any feedback. Mr. Blake, I can't see you. Mr. Ishan, there we go. I see Blake. Mr. Ishan, I can't see you. Lucas Kemp. This is our Tiger class. You're welcome to stay on board. You'll be working the same basics we work for white belts. I have, who else just jumped on? Mr. Eli Scone, good to see you. I see Miles Yee, I believe, is on. I don't see you, but I see that you're on. Cool. Sweet. Baseball bat.
Oh, please.
All right, guys, we'll get started in about 30 seconds for my seven who just kind of jumped on the last few minutes. If you're going to be helping me out in class in a little bit, you're going to need something you can hit them with. Their own shin guards, pool noodle, pillow, flip-flops. Actually, I forgot to name that one. Flip-flops are actually what I used to get to practice with at home with my parents. Very cool. All right, ready to get rolling. It's good to see everybody. Oh, let me answer that first. Oh, I have Ollie. Can you hear me? I have everybody else muted, so the only person that you should be able to hear will be me. My guys in uniform, it's great to see you in uniform. It is time 2, get rolling, guys. Go ahead and face me. Better face us. Hands by your side. And bow, Kanye. And Jumbo ready motion. I like this class has grown since last week. So let's go get rolling. Right hand out. Left hand your hips about to do a horse running stand. Bend both knees. One punch, go. Yeah! Now key over one punch. Nice loud key. Ready. Hut! 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 2 punches. Respect. Ready. Hut! Respect. Hut! Respect. Hut! Respect. Hut! Respect. 3 punches. Self-control. Hut! Self-control. Hut! Self-control. Hut! Self-control. 4 punches. Concentration. Hut! Concentration. Hut! Concentration. Hut! Concentration. All right, bonus 1. When I key, you're going to do 4 punches, then 3 punches, then 2 punches, then 1 punch, and snap to attention. So you're going to go concentration, self-control, respect, and then snap to attention. Are we ready? 1 hand out. And see ya go. Concentration, self-control, respect, and then boom, snap to attention. Good. Nobody moving. Let me see. Awesome, Mr. Roman. Good to see you on there, sir. Awesome. All right, guys. 3 black belt jumping jacks with me. Remember, before we start, let's just do 1 normal jumping jack real quick. Everyone touch your hands. Really important. And then snap back to attention. Is this a jumping jack? Say no, sir.
No, sir.
Ready, guys. Hands by your side. 3 black belt jumping jacks with me. And C-Jack, go. My goal is to be a black belt 1, sir. My goal is to be a black belt 2, sir. My goal is to be a black belt 3, sir. Thank you, sir. Cool. Cool and cool. Who else snuck on? No, it was I can see Mr. Ishan now. Awesome, guys. Very good. Feet together. I'm going to tilt this down so you can see my legs work. Our toe touch real quick. Everyone hands up over your head. Make sure my legs stay straight. Everyone down, touch your toes. And say, Hana. Dual. Set. Net. Das it. Yes it. Ilka. Yadul. Ahu. Yo. And hop back up. All right, challenge for the second one. Everyone make 2 tight fists. You're going to try and get your fists on the floor while keeping your legs straight. Ready? Fists in the air. Feet together. Down. Fists to the floor. Everyone say, Hanna. Dual. Set. Net. Das it. Yes it. Ilka. Yadul. Ahu. Yo. And relax. I like it. Super. So some of you guys have already been on class this week, which is awesome. For my guys whose parents are in the room, our student app is slowly getting updated. It's not that we haven't filmed things. It's just YouTube takes forever to upload stuff right now, and I can imagine why. But if you go on your student app, some of the curriculum for this testing cycle is on there, so you kind of know what to work on with them at home in between our classes as well. So if you were in class already this week, you've already done some of these drills. We're going to review our sparring stance real quick. Everybody cross your arms. Left foot forward. Uncross your arms. Say, "Ayah!" There we go. So when everyone's stomach's pointing that way, well, we can kind of talk about a couple things. So in a sparring stance, we have 3 parts that we as Tigers got to be focused on. Everyone say, belly sideways.
Belly sideways.
Eyes forward.
Eyes forward.
Hands are up.
Hands are up.
So one more time, we're saying belly sideways.
Belly sideways.
Eyes forward.
Eyes forward.
Hands are up.
Hands are up.
There we go. I'm going to bounce from here. We're going to switch feet and go through those parts again. Ready? Hi! Switch feet. So now my belly's pointing that way, all the way sideways, but I'm still looking at the camera, and your hands are still up. Mr. Chase, I see those hands down, sir. Get them hands up for me. Eddie. Hi! Switch feet. Boom! Belly sideways. Say belly sideways. Eyes forward. Hands are up. Eddie. Hut, switch feet. Boom. And I like that. Whenever you're switching feet, you want to stay forward. So this is not how you switch feet. Ready? Hands are up. Hut, switch. Eyes forward. Hands are up. Hut, switch. Good. All right. Let's add a couple extra things because you guys are super awesome, right? Say yes, sir. So we're going to add 2 more bonus steps. Bonus step number 1, I'm going to say tiger eyes. I'm going to say that. So when I'm in a sparring stance, I'm not like this. Right? I'm looking super intense, straightforward. My eyes are open. I'm focused in. I'm ready to go. I'm serious. Right? We're doing martial arts. There's a tiger eyes. There you go. The second thing, we're going to look at my feet real quick. Everyone say bounce. So I'm not jumping, but I'm just kind of bouncing up and down in place. Now we're going to have 5 parts. I think we can handle this because y'all are super, super smart. Ready? Hands are up, belly sideways. Everyone say sideways belly. Eyes forward. Hands up. Tiger eyes. And bounce. Ready? Switch feet. Switch feet. Do I still have those tiger eyes, or am I starting to wander? Keep that focus forward. Hut! Switch feet. Good. Let me double check. I'm going to say belly sideways. Eyes forward. Hands are up. Tiger eyes. And bounce. Hey, switch. Hey, switch. Hey, switch. And switch. And switch. And switch. 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 100 times. Go. 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 100 times. Go. 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 Class is done. Keep going. Just I was going to watch. Just joking, guys. And boom, snap to attention. Very cool. Cool, cool, cool. Good. So we're going to run through 3 basic sparring drills. I'm going to show you some basics, let you practice with your parents. And then when we end class at the end, I'm going to ask you guys to go back and spend 2 or 3 minutes working on all 3 of those with whichever person's at home working with you. Sound good? Thumbs up, say yes, sir. Part number 1, we're going to spend 2 working defenses today. Defense number 1, everyone say move. Everyone say move. Number 2, everyone say block. All right, it's better to move than to block. So here's what I want everybody to do. Hands back up, sparring stance. Say, yeah, this is super tough. I don't know if we're going to be able to handle this. All I want you to do is slide back. Good. Move forward again a little bit that we don't hit your wall. Ready? Slide back. Boom. Good. Back to your starting spot. And slide. Hand back. Keep those hands up. So I'm not doing this. I'm not swimming in the air. My hands are staying up. Ready? Slide. Boom. Hand back. Ready? Slide. Hand back. Awesome. We call this evading. Everyone say evade. Evade. So you're going to watch here. If you have someone in the room who's helping you, this is the first part. They get to have fun. You are going to take whatever you have. It could be a pool noodle. It could be your pillow. You want to have them in a sparring stance facing you with those tiger eyes forward. And all that's going to happen is I'm going to try and hit him, and he's going to move out of the way. Then I'll let him come back to his spot, and I'll try and hit him again. He's going to come back to his spot and hit him again, and back to his spot. Notice his hands are staying up the whole time, and there's no running. So let me watch you guys do that. If you don't have somebody to work with, I'll be your partner. Eddie, so if your partner lists, look at me. Hands are up. If you have somebody hitting you, they're having way more fun. Eddie, if you're with me, slide. And back. And slide. And back. And slide. And back. Make sure those hands stay up, guys. I'm seeing a couple people dropping those hands as we're moving back. Those hands got to stay during that sliding motion. Ready? Slide. And back. And slide. And back. Slide. And back. Slide. And back. All right, super. Eyes on who? So we got kind of the basic concept of that, right? Say yes, sir. Now, I have a couple flying tigers on here. I have some people like Miss Kylie and Miss Kimmy who are like, they've been in tigers for a long time. So I'm going to give you kind of a level 2 version of this. And And that is, you're not just going to stay in place. Master Nicholas and I, Stevie again real quick.
Yes,
Same
sir.
concept. And the most important part of all this is they stay in a good sparring stance. So he'll be in a sparring stance. He's moving around, but I'm also moving around. He has to stay lined up with me. And then I'll try and hit him. And then I'll try and hit him again. So he has to be able to go between not getting hit and moving back to that close spot. And the extra part is, I'll leave this up to you as parents. If you do hit them, he's got to give me a black belt jumping jack. I think it's only fair for moving too slow. Ready, guys? Hands are up. If you have someone working with you, they'll take it over for a minute. If not, you're working with me. Ready? Hands are up. So your job is to kind of keep lined up with me and move. And then back. And move. And back. And move. And back. 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 So you should be getting nice and sweaty with this drill. This is an amazing drill for them. I'm let you guys keep rolling for a second. Gotta watch. Gotta watch. Cool. Cool. Best one right there. Hands up, guys. I see some people with those hands down. Hands are up. Think that sparring stance. Belly sideways, eyes forward, hands up, tiger eyes, and bouncing on top of not getting hit. There's a lot to keep in mind there. Ready, guys? And break! Awesome! Give yourselves a pat on the back. If you had a training partner, go ahead and give them a bop on the head of awesomeness for me. I like it. Cool, cool, cool. We're going to take a little break from the defense and let you kick some things back before we go back to working our second defense drill. And this is probably the most common drill we spend time on with our Tigers, and it's teaching the difference between front kicks and roundhouse kicks, and getting comfortable putting your foot on a chest guard or target. So for right now, just keep using what you have. When you work this drill at home throughout the week or a little bit later, maybe even break their chest guard out and hold their chest guard so they're used to hitting that. But, so everybody hands up and look at me. So as a reminder, I don't stand this way. I know when we first started with our white belt test, your bellies are forward. We don't want that anymore. You got to have your hands up. If you see a target right in front of you, you throw a front kick. If you see a target pointing this way, you throw a roundhouse kick. If you see a target pointing this way, you throw a roundhouse with the other leg. Because the last thing I want to do is hit somebody in the back when we're training at the karate school. It wouldn't be good. So real quick, everyone look at the screen. Tell me, if you were looking at me and you saw this, what kick would you throw? Everyone say it. Everyone say front kick. What about over here? Everyone say roundhouse. What about this side? Roundhouse. So let's start a little bit with those three. So wherever you see that target is where the kick has to go. Ready, guys? Hands are up. If you're working with me, just follow my kicking shield. Ready? Kick. Not going super quick, just kind of working nice and light, but in between the kicks, my hands are up. Kick. And back. 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 Cool. Let me watch my guys on here for a second. Cool. All right, guys. Freeze. Eyes on who? Have a couple things to add. Remember, we started the whole class off with good sparring stances. So when I'm doing this drill, I'm not doing this. Right? That's not a good sparring stance. My hands are up. I got my tiger eyes, my belly sideways. I'm bouncing. I throw a kick. And I'm back to my sparring stance. I'm building good habits. And that's something you can still practice at home even though we're not here. So I'm going to say good habits, good sparring stance. And the last part, I can't hear you, but I'm assuming it's getting quiet. Loud kiyas. Ready? Hands back up. Make sure every time you kick, you have that key on there. Ready? And C-Jack, go. Kick. Yeah. Hands are up. Hands are up. Kick. Hands are up. Hands are up. Kick. Hands are up. Kick. Hands are up by those cheeks. They're not flopping around by my hips. Ready? Kick. Hands back. Kick. hand back, kick, hand back, kick, hand back, kick, hand back, kick, good, kick, 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 kick. Awesome. And break. 2 minutes of that, guys. Very nice. Everyone give your partner a high five if you have one. If not, give me a high five to the screen without knocking your computer over. Very cool. So, I know our weekly focus videos are literally still uploading 3 days later. So, there are 5 basic sparring drills that my instructors use in Tiger classes that we tend to kind of fluctuate around during sparring weeks. Evading, the roundhouse and front kick drill we just did, the blocking drill we're about to do. We also work on something called stop front kicks, and then working on their sparring stances like we did in class. So now we're going to work as our second way of defenses, and that's our blocks. Now, I know this week, this quarter focus is knife hand blocks. You can have your hand open or you can have your hand closed. But if someone tries to hit you on the top of the head, or whenever facing me this way, real quick, then I'll release you back to getting hit again. And we're going to hand up over your head and say, high block. High block. Good. Or I might have my hand open and go, high block. High block. But the big thing is I keep that hand there, and then I bring it back down afterwards. And then if someone tries to hit me in the body, everyone take that front arm, drop it, and say, low block. Low block. Good. If they try to hit me in the belly, low block. Low block. And back again. So everyone say, high block. High block. High block. High block. Down block. Down block. Down block. Down block. Maybe my hands are open. High block. High block. High block. High block. Down block. Down block. Down block. Down block. Super. So when you do this, here's the biggest mistake we have with our Tigers. My parents who are about to work with this is they'll throw a block and they'll leave their hand up there. Does this look kind of silly? It's like I have a constant question, and that looks kind of silly, right? After I block, my hands come back up again. Think sparring stance, block and sparring stance. We're going to do a couple with me, then I'll turn you over to your parents. Ready, guys? Hands are up. So if I try to hit you on the head, you got to do your high block. If I try to hit you on this side, other high block. If I try and hit you in the butt, low block. If I try and hit you in the belly, low block. Good. High block. High block. Low block. Low block. Now, if I try to poke you in the eyes or punch you in the nose, either high block will work. So if I do this, high block. If I try and hit you, if I try and kick you, what block do you do? Low block. So your low blocks are pretty useful. So if you have your parents there, you can use your hands or the apparatus you got for yourself, but you're going to have them in their sparring stance. You're going to try and hit their ears, their belly, or their rear end, and their job is just to work their blocks right now, staying in place. Ready? Or you can use your hands and just smack them, which gets really fun. If you don't have a partner, look at me. You're with me again. Hands are up. Actually, I'm going to tilt this down so you can see my legs as well. Ready? Block. 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 Block.
Nice work over there, Ollie. Keep it up.
Block. 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 Double block.
Ooh, Kylie's
Block.
got it. Nice work, Kylie.
Block. 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 All right, I'm going to watch you guys. If you happen to have been working with me, just do some invisible blocks for a second. We just bought a television for me to do this today, so starting next week, I'll be able to see everybody on a giant screen behind me instead of having to come up to my boxes on the computer to see everybody. Leanne and Ollie, y'all can just take turns going back and forth trying to hit each other nicely. That way you can both work your blocks. One person tries to hit, and then you block. Next person tries to hit, and then you block. There we go. And break. Beautiful, guys. Everybody give yourselves a clap. And a snap. And thumbs up and go, oh yeah! Stop doing, yeah, there we go, there we go. Last drill. This is going to take the place of sparring because most of y'all can't spar. Siblings, I'm not going to have y'all spar at home. And parents, if you want to spar them later, I'll let you do that off after class. This is going to take the place of sparring. It's target sparring. We're going to combine the last two drills. So now I have something they can kick, and I have something they can get hit with. Maybe it's the same thing, but I'll call either one out. So Master Nichols will be in a sparring stance, and I might tell him to block, kick, hey, block, kick, hey, block, kick, hey, block, kick. Hey. So no moving out of the way. It's blocking the target or kicking back. And some of my flying tigers on here, you can throw back pivots. You can throw side kicks. A kick's a kick as long as it's hitting the right spot. So if you're working with me, hands up. We're going to put you through like 10 minutes of target sparring. Ready? Hands are up, moving, and block. Block. Kick. Tilt that screen down. Ready? Block. Block. Kick. Block. Block. Kick. Kick. Block. Block. Kick. Block. Block. Kick. Kick. Back pivot. Block. Block. Kick. 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 Block. Block. Kick. Kick. Block. Block. Kick. 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 Block, 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 block. There we go. Cool. And break. Love the timer Master Nichols put up for me, guys. All right. Fist bump your parents nicely, or fist bump towards the television if I was your partner. Awesome, guys. So eyes on who. Go ahead and slide over here because I got to wind this class down in the next minute because I have another class starting at 5:30 and I have to give them 5 minutes to buffer on like you guys had as well. So few things as we leave. So I gave you a little bit. If you were in class, we would have spent 5 minutes on each part. Now do keep in mind in class, you would have had a line. So instead of being in a line, y'all just did most of the drills for 2 minutes each. That was awesome. My parents, I'd encourage you to work those couple drills a little bit more today or maybe tomorrow in place of the Tiger Fun class. After we bow out, there's 2 more things I do want you to do for sure, whether you choose to do these drills a little bit more or not. Number 1. Everyone focusing? Yes or no, sir? Number 1, I want you to practice your black belt jumping jacks 5 more times. My Tiger group needs the most practice because we just kind of have some kind of fun ones there. The second thing, I want you to play a game of dodge something at home. Whatever your parents choose to throw at you, wherever they choose. They might take you in the backyard and throw things at you, or maybe in your room. Can't play dodgeball, and I run the risk of throwing things at my computer, so I'll let you guys play a game of dodgeball at home. Can we say yes, sir? For my parents who are watching, thank you so much. As a reminder, we have a student app. If you have no idea how to function with that or haven't downloaded it yet, reach out to Miss Angelina. But it is called Spark Member App, and it has their entire curriculum in there. Actually, it was the white belt one. We have a whole Tiger focus, and we're uploading stuff as we speak right now. It's just as YouTube is taking a little bit of time, guys. Go ahead and face me. Hands by your side, toes together. Once we bow out, everyone say 5 black belt jumping jacks, dodge, ball, whatever my parents want to continue to do for my training. Ready? Face me. Bow. Kinye. Everyone say oos. 1, 2, 3. Tong su. And for this class, guys, Miss Angelina logged you in already. You don't need to write this down for your home stuff. Have a fantastic night, guys. All right, 2 students who are on. I'm actually going to give you the ability for 5 minutes as it's smaller. I'm unmuting you guys if any of you want to have some conversations before class. One of the side effects of this social isolation is literally that children aren't getting to socialize. So here's a little bit of time to talk to your friends if you want to unmute yourself, or talk to Miss Angelina while she's on, while we start getting ready for class. I would recommend you guys, if you have partners, so my family, because I'm sure you'll work out with somebody in there, that you throw your sparring gloves on and maybe have your headgear handy so you can do some of the more interactive drills in a fun way. I'm going to go get a sip of water, so I'll be back in a couple minutes. Pretty good. You're going to sound working for your laptops?
I know. My mom doesn't go over.
Okay. There's a live box going on right now. Whew. How many matches you taking, Mr. Wesley? 2?
I'm gonna give you 4.
You should get at least 4.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you 4. You'll be surprised at how much of a difference it makes.
4 in a line gives you enough. You can do some basic warm-ups on, and 4 in a square is enough space to do those things on.
Yeah, that's what I told my mom, but she told me to get 2. So I'll get 4.
Sorry, we had some people struggling with the calendar link.
It also makes me evil.
Yes, master first set. Can you go get Wesley's Able payment?
I cannot because I've already passed one minute.
Got it. Come with me, Wesley.
Wesley, one person. But Dad's in the office.
Okay. I'll bring him. I'm already holding on. I'll let you carry him out to your vehicle.
It's multiplying. There we go. Cool. Sweet. So I have Tyler Halstead, the Hyatts, Greta, Bohm, Mr. Reed, Tans. Sweet. My Hyatt girls, because you're actually going to have some of the best way of training because you have people. If you guys want to grab your sparring gloves and your headgear real quick while waiting for a couple people to move on, throw the gloves on and just have the headgear near you. And then Ms. Bohm, if you want to beat up on Ryan, just have him be nearby with a headgear and his gloves, and he can just work out with us as well because teenagers, we do the same thing. Mr. Halstead, Miss Greta, you'll just kind of work with me when we get to that part. I'm going to try to give you guys as best of an advanced class kind of experienced as possible, because at this point in most of y'all's martial arts career, when we do sparring week during week 6, you would actually practice putting your hands on people's heads, and we're going to start practicing how to defend that without mitts and things. So I want to do the best I can to give you that. So for Mr. Halstead and I guess that's Mr. Dax and Mr. Reed, when we get to that part, obviously you won't be punching them back, but you can have your parents come out there and hit you a little bit, and they'll get to have some fun on that end. Cool. Won't be for a little bit, but just kind of have them nearby. We're going to warm up first, then we're going to jump into that. Sweet, sweet. On YouTube. How do you tell people are watching on YouTube? Nobody right now. Cool. Oh no, y'all are frozen. That's not good on my side. All right, you guys are getting muted now, so we can go ahead and get rolling in a second. Welcome to our first official advanced class. Hello, Mr. Quinn. Good to see you guys. Before we get started, I'll mention this at the end as well for Zoom classes, because I can actually see who is all on. We'll start logging in your Zoom attendance for you guys. Miss Angelina is actually doing that right now. So you don't have to put this on your at-home sheets. The at-home stuff will be like if you watch a Facebook one or YouTube or just do stuff on your own. But the Zoom classes are all taken care of now because we understand how to make that work. Cool. All right, guys, go and face me. Means very tight toes together. And bow. Yay. And shoot with motion. Right hand out between your hips. About bend both knees. One punch, say, yeah. Right, you get the one punch. Ready. Hut. 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 Double punches. Hut. 1, 2. Make sure you key on that second one. Hut. 1, 2. Hut. 1, 2. Hut. 1, 2. Hut. 1, 2. Triple punches. Hut. 1, 2, 3. Make sure that I'm yanking back just as much as I'm pushing out. That's what adds to my punches. Hut. 1, 2, 3. Hut. 1, 2, 3. Hut. 1, 2, 3. Hut. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Jumping motion. So a reminder, if you do not have your gloves near your headgear, go ahead and grab those real quick. If you do have them, don't put them on while they're getting those. Let's go ahead and just start jogging in place a little bit to get ourselves warmed up. We're going to make this really, really fun in just a second. If you were on our black belt class on accident on Tuesday, you already had some exposure here. We were about to do a super fun coordination drill. Mr. Dax, I don't see you anymore. Ooh, someone's watching now. Don't know who it is, though. Never mind. Oh, sorry. You're good. Sweet. All right, so we're going to do something called running punches. This is an amazing drill, and if you have somebody you can hit like a Wave Master or someone to hold focus mitts, makes it even more fun, but if not, it's okay. Essentially what you're going to do, I'm going to do it in slow motion first. Right leg up, left hand out, and I'm switching feet and punching. But what I really want to be doing is I'm basically running in place, and I can speed it up, I can slow it down, but I'm coordinating my hands. So it's teaching my body the proper timing. So start as slow as you need. Pick up the speed as you feel comfortable. So I'll start slow for a little bit and pick my speed up if you want to follow along. So I think I'm just switching feet and punching. That's the start. And then eventually I make it smooth. And then I have my little bit lower legs, and I'm keeping my punches out, and my punches go out and rechamber. So I'm not doing this. Out and back, out and back, out and back, out and back, out and back. Amazing cardio, but amazing coordination as well. Good, keep going, because now we're going to do hook punches. Boom, so you're hooking over. Bam, yes. Now notice, one hand comes down, other one's back. I'm training that rechamber. I'm not just like moving my arms in circles. So running hook punches down, stopping right in front of your face.
It's almost like you're making more of a dance. If your elbows aren't going down, you might not be hook punching right. Think of it like you're chambering you should be kind of like,
There you go.
there you go, bobbing those arms and elbows.
If you're
up-
losing
up
the
and down.
coordination, slow it down. Good. All right, last one. Running uppercuts now. So remember, opposite hand, opposite foot. You can go really, really quick and then slow it back down again. So a little burst of speed if you can. Make sure those hands are coming up to the cheek and then right back down again to get things moving. And break. Awesome. Cool. So what we're going to be working on today, technically week 6, so we would spend the entire class, if you were here, punching each other in the face nicely. Keep that in mind. If you're working at home with people, we're not sitting there going, wham! Oops, sorry. Right? Everyone say 30% speed, 30% power.
30%
Whenever we
power.
work our hands on people's heads in the school, that's what we want to work. Focus mitts are for higher speed and power. Wave masters are for destroying things. So those of you who have wave masters, some of the drills you can go hard on. But what I want to talk about is hands for a second. So Master Nick, will slide over here. He has his hands up. You've all heard this before. If he's close enough to punch me, he's also close enough for me to punch him. And we call that hand range or mid-range. However, some people will throw punches from too far away because, you know, if I lean in, I can still hit him. And it's a very good strategy. Slower, but still works because he's out here thinking with his hands down, man, Master Turtek's going to kick, and instead of kicking, I shoot in and punch. Pretty effective thing. So we have defenses for our hand range, and then we have our defenses for people trying to punch from too far away. Sound good? But cross your arms, left foot forward, sparring stance, say, ah. So we're going to work on defending our jabs and crosses. Before we do that, let's review them a little bit. So hands are up. I just want you not running anymore. Just nice and smooth and fluid. Work your jab cross back and forth. And as you're doing those, we're going slow enough that you can follow along. So I'm not going like death speed yet. Right? Look at my head. When I throw my punches on this screen, how much of my head do you see? Just my eyes. You don't want to look like a turtle when you're punching with your head open, because I can punch and still get hit. This hand stays by my cheek. I tuck my chin, and my shoulder pops over to my cheekbone. So I'm keeping my head protected as much as possible. Twisting the wrist, twisting the hips. Good. Pick the speed up a little bit, but still not death fast. And I'm not putting a pop in there just yet. I just want you moving that body, practicing having those hands come back to your cheeks. Out and back, out and back, out and back, out and back, out and back. Good. Great. Hands back up. So you have 2 boxing style defenses we work in the advanced class for your jabs and crosses. The first one's called a parry. On a parry, you're going to take your hand, you're going to push it one way, and you're going to move your head the other way. Now, the trick is, I'm not swatting a fly. It's just a little motion. I want to push that punch right over my head. So we can parry to one side, or I can parry to the other. Notice that my other hand stays up. I'm not doing this, right? So hands are up with your front hand, parry and move your head. Back hand. Parry and move your head. Front hand, boom. Back hand, boom. Front hand, boom. Back hand. What is the hardest part of this? It's the head coordination. I want to make sure I'm not doing this. Right? So as Master Nickel, I'm going to put him at an angle. I'm going to make sure I can kind of see this here. Yeah, no, we'll do this way. As he punches at me, I'm pushing his hand just past my head and my head a little bit out of the way, which leaves a whole bunch open as he's pulling that hand back. So hands are up. Everyone say parry. Parry. Let's work that back and forth a little bit. Parries. Parry. 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 Almost like a karate dance. I'm a horrible dancer, by the way. The few times I've been forced to dance, I just do karate moves, and it tends to work. Cool. All right. Your second defense are called catches. So everyone take your hands. This is super difficult. You guys ready for this? Eddie, hands are up. Everyone do this. So watching from the side, I'm just almost like I'm holding a focus mitt. I'm just opening my hand and putting my hand down. Opening my hand and putting my hand down. What are those called? Catches. So when I'm in hand range, somewhere where Master Nichols can strike me, and I have my hands up, if you guys wanted to punch me in the face right now, where do you have to go? Between what? You have to go between my hands, and this is why parries work. If I'm way out here, and he goes, or not way out here, if he goes to punch at me now with his jab, he has to go right through where my parry blocks are. If he tries to cross, same thing. Notice that I'm moving my head offline and moving his hand out of the way.
And he's only doing enough to where the hand just glides past his head. I was actually scraping along his shoulder the entire time.
So if you have a partner to work with you for a second, I want them punching you at the nose slowly. It doesn't help if you have partners who automatically punch over your shoulder. And what you're going to work is, as Master Nichols is punching at me, I'm going to practice my parry and back. What is the speed level? Say it out loud. I know I can't hear you. 30% speed, 30% power. If you're both like my Hyatt girls after a couple, then I'll punch back at Master Nicholas so he can work his parries. We clear? Say yes, sir?
Yes, sir.
Ready, guys? Hands are up. For my guys who are partnerless, so you don't have someone to punch you, Master Nichols will be punching the screen.
Yeah.
And I want you guys to work your parries. Ready?
Hey, Jacob jumped on.
CGI. You got right leg forward.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Cool. So, Mr. Ryan, you just got to take turns putting your hand on your mom's nose. Cool.
Do you want my left leg forward so it'd be more like they're actually boxing someone else with their left foot
True.
forward?
Yeah, sorry. I didn't think about that. My bad.
That's okay. They can't really see the way my body's facing.
I've been mirroring. You go where your hands are. I see some people's hands by their chest. There's a hand that's parrying, and a chest hand needs to be up by my cheek. My hands are up, and I work my parries. Parry, parry, parry. Good. Good. For my guys who have partners. So Miss Bowman, the Hyatts, you're my only two I can kind of call it on this one. Make sure you're not smacking the hands. So everyone look over here real quick. And if you have somebody at some point, Mr. Halstead, Mr. Dax, Mr. Reed, Miss Greta, Mr. Summers, like I can't see you, but I'm assuming you don't have a partner, Mr. Tan. When this class is done, I want you to go find someone in your house, be like, hey, Mom, hey, Dad, I want you to punch me in the nose a little bit so you can practice these defenses with timing. Sound good? But watch real quick. If he punches at me with this hand and I do this, I blocked it, but it was a lot of wasted motion, and he has a lot of space to come back and hit me with like a back, ooh, right? Versus if I just do a little motion here, he can't, if he hits me from here, there's nothing there, and I have all this body open when I do that. So just a little motion. It's hard when we go quick not to go, wham, I got safe. Ready? Nice and little. Few more seconds. See Jack go. Little parries, little parries, little parries. Little parries. Make sure my thumb's not in there in a weird way. You don't want to break your thumb.
How many more seconds, sir?
10 seconds.
All right.
9.
Bonus round for my partner. All right.
Cool. All right, guys, great. So now, if we're out of range, that's where we work catches. And part of the boxing skills we work, yes, there's more hand techniques than just jabs and crosses and hooks and uppercuts, but the concepts are what are there. If Master Nichols is too far away for me to punch me, but he decides to punch me anyway, I don't need to parry. Well, all I got to do is when he lunges in, I'm just going to smack his hand down. If he tries to cross, I'm just going to smack his hand down, right? So I'm in that guarding stance, right? I was like, dude, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. I kept a good distance, and he decides to lurch in and punch me. Wham! Look what I have right there. Do that again. Boom! That hand is right there. So we work those catches. I'm just bopping that hand down. Sound good? Make sure you don't put your fingers forward. I'm hitting the tops of his hands down, but I'm making sure my hands stay solid, just like in a knife hand block motion, and I'm just bopping it down. Bopping it down. I'm not taking his knuckles on my hand. It hurts. Ready? Hands are up. So with your partners now, this one's not crisscrossing. So when I punch you with this hand, you mirror me. This is the side that blocks. If I punch with this hand, this is the side that blocks. Ready? Hands up. See Jack go.
Going punch, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So this one, if you're working with my partners and my Hyatts and my Bones, you guys are in kicking range, throwing jabs and crosses now. So you're way too far away. You're leaning in trying to punch.
There you go. Looking quick there, Max. Is that Tyler up in the corner too? I think it is. You got Jack over there. Greta's been on like 3 classes today, probably. Hyatt girl's doing good. My fam always doing good. Then I got Max in the middle. You got the right idea. Enjoying the weather outside, doing a little martial arts.
Sweet. All right, guys, and break. So the teaching part of it's really easy. The drill you're going to have to work later, put your recording minds on for a second, is if you have somebody with mitts or empty hands, is I work from here. You combine where we'll say Master Nichols is working the drill. He can throw his jabs and crosses. If we're in this range and I hit him back, he has to work his parries. If he decides to disengage and then I try and hit him, he has to work his catches. So you have to know your distance. If Master Nichols is this close to me and he tries to do a catch, I'm going to barrel right through it. So my catches are for far range. My parries are for normal hand range. But I have to be able to integrate jabs, parries, catches, all at the same time. And that's what we work in the advanced class with each other. And you'll have to practice by having your parents punch you in the face a little bit when we leave. Sound good? All right, second one, we're going to work hook punches. So hands back up, left foot forward. We'll work our defenses. Let's throw some hook punches. Remember, it's all in the elbow. Elbow up, hips across. Just enough. If your head was right here, I'm just hitting the head and coming back. I'm not like barreling through it. God, my hand hurts from 2 seconds.
I went over to get this before you punched your hands.
So hooks, back hooks, hooks, back hooks, hooks. So my arm isn't rechambering. I'm not doing this motion. Wham, wham. Those are called haymakers. We don't want those. I want to have a nice quick pop, pop, pop. Almost like I'm banging on a door because I'm angry. Boom, boom. Elbows up. The worst thing you can do on a hook punch is this motion here, especially my ladies. Unfortunately, anatomically speaking, y'all's wrists are a lot weaker than guys are. So you have a much higher chance of hurting your wrists. Not that guys don't. A hook punch like this is going to hurt everybody. But my ladies, it is even more important to make sure that elbow is directly in line with those knuckles when I'm hitting. Super important. So start slow and make sure I'm getting that elbow completely behind. So even my guys throwing them quick from time to time, throw a slow one and watch yourself. Boom. Am I hitting and bringing it back to my cheek? Beautiful. Cool. All right, so defenses now. Again, you have your 2 ranges. We have Master Nichols and I are actually close enough to be hook punching each other, right? A hook punch, especially that front hook, is super fast. So we're here, right? I'm close enough to hook punch him. He's close enough to hook punch me. If we're this close and he goes for a hook punch, my defense is going to be a cover. I want to take it on my arm instead of my skull, right? Who'd prefer to have a broken arm to a broken head? If it really came to that, right? I mean, just think about that. Worst comes to worst, I'd rather break my arm than have a fist print in my head. So that's what we work here. If we're close and he hook punches at me, I have my covers and my covers. So we have our hard blocks. If we were further away and he was bad and threw a hook punch from this far away, that's when you work your cuts. Your knife hand blocks that you learned in Dolphin 1. So there's our difference there. So if you have a partner, everyone say close, close, far, far. Close, close, far, far. So you're going to have your partner throw 2 hook punches where we're close enough that I could be hooking him. I'm going to go cover, cover, slide back, cut, cut. And then I'll come back in and hook him. Cover, cover, he'll slide back, cut, cut. Sound good? See Jack go. If you're partnerless, you have Master Nichols beating up on you again for a second. Slide back. Remember, boom. And on those cuts, guys, elbows bent. So I'm not doing this. I'm doing this for my cuts. I'm going for my sparring stance and just turning that hand out to stop that momentum a little bit.
There you go. All right, back into close range and cover. Cover. Slide back. Cut. Cut. Cover.
Those hands, guys.
Cover.
Keep our hands down by our bodies. We want
Cut.
our hands up,
Cut.
up.
Cover. Cover. Cut. Cut. Cover. Cover. Cut. Cut. Cover. Same side cover. Oh, cover. Cut. Cut. Cover. Cover. Cut. Same side cut. Cut. Cover. Cut.
And break. So again, easy to understand. Covers and cuts. It's the timing when someone's punching you that's difficult. Sound good? So here's what I want you to work. My Hyatts and Bohms, you guys have great partners to already be doing this. Everybody else will be with Master Nicholas. I'm going to combine him punching and hook punching and defending now. So if I had mitts, he's punching the mitts. Boom. Could be hooks. But I might also decide to hit him. And he now has to do what? Parry, where I might swing at him. Covers. If he disengages and we're out here, instead of me sitting here, I might decide to try and hit him. I might decide to try and hit him. And he has to kind of work all that different timing in. Sound good? So start slow. For my brown belts in here, this is on the newer side of things, someone actually hitting you with their hands. So go ahead and work that now. Ready? Hands are up. If you're not with a partner, Master Nicholas will hold some mitts for you guys. You will control where your distance is. So some of you guys might decide, oh, there's no punches, I'm going to slide back, and now I've got to work my longer range blocks. Or you might decide I want to stay in close with Master Nicholas, and I'm going to work my closer range defenses. See Jack go.
All right, and then Max, you got a Wave Master. You can either do this with me, or you can do it on the Wave Master and pretend that it's moving around. Now, I'm not going to tell you guys what distance you are. You're going to decide whether you cover block or whether you cut, depending on where you feel that you are. Remember, you got your parries and your catches for my straight punches. Bam!
And break. Sweet guys. So on Thursdays we because we have them all back to back, I have to kind of wind them down about 5 minutes before the next class starts at 6 o'clock. So focus for this week is in for week 6 for advanced classes would have been a whole bunch of boxing stuff. So yes, you all missed out punching people in the face this week. You'll have to wait until the summer to do it again, but it was good to work with you guys. As usual, you guys have an hour's worth of training. I just put in the chat the stuff I want you to do before you finish your training session now as we bow out. I want you to do 5 minutes of shadow boxing, 5 forms, 25 breaking kicks on each leg, and run through your drill sets. Can we do that? Say yes, sir? Now, what shadow boxing is, if you haven't done that before, my guys with families, you're not going to do this with your family. Shadow boxing is I have an invisible opponent, and I'm just working with that opponent the entire time. So someone will put a 3 to 5 minute timer on, and my job is just to so I'm literally working offense and defense. I shouldn't just be punching for 5 minutes. I'm working my covers. I'm working my defenses. I'm working my other punches. I'm imagining I'm actually fighting someone for 5 minutes. It's a great way just to kind of make your body move in different ways. You clear to say yes, sir? And then obviously you know what everything else is. Go ahead and face me or face us. Hands by your side, toes together. Bow, kine. Oos. 1, 2, 3.
Tom,
Tom
Sue.
Sue. And all of you guys on Zoom, Miss Angelina recorded your classes already, so you don't have to write it down on your at-home logs.